rotation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are LA.
Well, the Angels almost came from behind and picked up a dramatic victory last night in the ninth inning. They fell just a run short tonight. They wrap up this four-game series against the Seattle Mariners. We welcome you inside the Big A and back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Kubica. I'm Victor Rojas, and certainly the Angels offense swinging the bats last night. They had a total of 14 hits, and they were led by their leadoff man. A 5-hit performance by Yunel Escobar. Second time he's done that this year.
Yeah, Victor, he's been unbelievable using the entire field. Look at our tools of the trade brought to you by Ram Trucks. Wherever the pitch is thrown to Escobar, not only last night, but throughout this entire season, he has used the entire field. Lets that baseball travel. The outside part of the plate hits that ball to right. He's been so quiet with his hands. That's why he's been so effective. As a pitcher, when you go against Escobar, you figure, okay, let me try to go fastball in. He still has that ability to turn. You think about all-speed pitches. He can stay back on it and hit the ball to right. He can also hit a line drive back up the middle. So consistent. You mentioned the second time this year with 5 hits for Escobar. 5 times in the last 2 seasons. No one else is even close to that as far as 5-hit performances for Yunel Escobar. Dustin Pedroia has 2 during that span. Leads the team in hits. He's been very consistent as far as getting on base, and when the team needs a big hit during the course of a game, he has been there throughout this entire season.
Well, the Angels are going to need him to set the table, if you will, against Hisashi Iwakuma. Even though he has struggled this year in his 2 starts against the Angels, terrific career numbers. And Matt Shoemaker's thrown the ball well. After his first 3 starts here at home, he has been electric here in this ballpark. We're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. See if the Angels can wrap up this series with a W. Sit back and relax. Going to bring you the lineups in the first pitch when we return. This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Hyundai. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. By Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Brewhouse Bacon Burger today for limited time only at participating restaurants. By your Southern California Toyota dealers. By Mercury Insurance, on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by the Jeep Renegade. Find your inner renegade and reach your highest potential with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon. Game 4 of a 4-game series against the Seattle Mariners. M's have taken 2 of the first 3, and moments ago, Mike Scioscia kind of getting into the handshake thing, Gooby.
Oh, he did a good job there with Mike Trout. Look at that. He got it down to an art. Quickness, agility.
Yeah, looks like a couple
Philly
guys,
through.
that's for sure.
I think they were celebrating the Eagles' victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's important to get geeked up about the second preseason game
It's
of
always
the
a good
NFL
time.
season.
Oh,
is it
yeah.
not?
Yes.
All right, let's get to this 4th game against the Seattle Mariners. Last night, it was nice to see the Angels. We haven't seen that in a while from this team come back late, especially against a guy like Edwin Diaz. To be able to score a run and get to a point where you had the bases loaded with 1 out and just unable to get that other one, that last run to tie things up. Kyle Seager with a terrific play at third.
When the offense was rolling there for a long period of time, especially right after the All-Star break, they were able to come back against very good pitchers. Back-to-back nights scoring runs against flamethrowers for Seattle. That was good to see, but what a play by Kyle Seager to get that final out in the 9th inning.
Gold Glove third baseman, as Mike Scioscia pointed out in the postgame show, and there's not a doubt about that. He made a couple of spectacular plays last night, but none bigger than the last out of the game. The Angels, wearing their pearly white home uniforms, have taken the field, and we'll check out Scott Service's lineup for the Mariners at 6.5 back at the start of the day in the American League West. They will have Nori Aoki leading things off in left field. Seth Smith in right. Robinson Cano at second. Nelson Cruz, the cleanup hitter, in DH. Kyle Seager at third. Adam Lind at first. Mike Zunino behind the plate after Chris Inetta got to start last night. Leonis Martin in center, and Sean O'Malley is batting 9th and playing shortstop. They are taking on Matt Shoemaker, who's making his 24th start of the season. 6-13 and a 4.22 ERA.
Well, he's throwing the ball very, very well since May 21st here at the Big A. ERA just barely over 1, 3-1 in his 7 starts. My go-tos for Shoe to continue that domination here at the Big A. Control counts. They are very aggressive early, so hitting your spot's important. In that downward split, sometimes that split finger fastball has lateral movement. Shoe's looking for that downward action to get some swing and misses and some easy ground ball outs.
Check out the defense for the Halos behind Matt Shoemaker this evening. It'll be Nick Buss in left, Mike Trout in center, Cole Calhoun in right. The infield has Yunel Escobar and Andrelton Simmons on the left side. Cliff Pennington and G-Man Choi on the right, with Jet Bandy behind the plate.
And G-Man Choi getting that start, his 15th start at first base. 1 error so far, has turned 11 double plays, 13 starts out in left field. He's shown a pretty good ability as far as stretching and making some good plays on low throws at first base of late.
Texas is idle tonight, so the Mariners and the Angels an opportunity to pick up a half game in the standings. More important for Seattle, since they are currently in 2nd place in the American League West. They've played good baseball of late, winners of 12 of the last 15 games, and coming to play tonight with a 64-55 mark. The Angels, with the loss last night, and even 20 games under 500 now, with a 50-70 record. Nori Aoki ready to lead things off for the Seattle Mariners. The Angels, by the way, will stay home and will welcome in the New York Yankees. A 3-game series. It kicks off tomorrow night. Don't forget, tomorrow night's game will be on FS1. A nice 80 degrees. Warm afternoon, cooling down as the sun sets. Shoemaker's first one tonight is in there for a strike.
It's the norm for Shoemaker, that first pitch strike.
Okay, 262 average with a home run and 14 runs batted in. Takes down it in. Got into the game as a pinch hitter last night and picked up a single. Now 5 for 8 as a pinch hitter this year. This is kind of the lineup we've seen consistently against right-handed pitching for Seattle. This one's popped up. Playable. Escobar and Simmons. Looks like Andrelton has an easier play, and he'll make the catch for the first out.
It's amazing how much ground he covers. Even though it's a routine pop-up, he had to go a long way to run that one down. He's so comfortable catching a pop-up.
Is it still amazing, though?
Yeah.
Considering he just makes it every day.
Yeah, it is. Because you just, at some point, you think, okay, he's far enough away with all the shifts we've been seeing throughout baseball. You would think that he's going to be in position not to be able to get there comfortably, but he seems to always be able to do so. And we saw last night how a great defensive play could be a key to a victory. We saw it with Seager, some great plays out in center by Martin, and some very good throws by him also.
Seth Smith at the play with one out, nobody on. He will tap the first one foul.
Well, just a sliver of sun right in Cole Calhoun's face out in right field as he's trying to shade that sun. He's playing right in that position because Seth Smith will pull the baseball quite a bit.
No balls, 2 strikes.
It's funny just watching Cole. He's trying to move away from the sun, but he knows that's exactly the position he has to be in against Seth Smith. He's trying to move away, trying to shield the sun with his glove.
This one's popped up. Anderton will let Escobar handle this one. 2 down.
And the look on Escobar's face. I got that one this time. Let me, please.
Simmons still catching his breath from the first one. So 2 outs.
How about that play he made on that pop-up in Oakland way back in the beginning part of the season? It was amazing how far he went.
That was part of that shift you were talking about toward the bag at second and having to cut across into expansive foul territory at the Coliseum. Nobody on for Cano. 294 average with 26 home runs and 74 runs batted in. He swings first pitch and drives one out toward right center field. Towering shot, and Trout will watch this one go. 1-0 Seattle as Cano hits his 27th of the year.
They are very aggressive early in counts, and they know they have a pitcher on the mound that throws a ton of first pitch strikes. Hard of the plate, and all of a sudden Cano, who had struggled mightily here at the Big Eighth for the most of the season, has gotten hot the last 2+ games.
And last night 3 for 5, kicks off his first AB with a long ball, and it's 1-0 Seattle here in the top of the first with 2 outs. Nelson Cruz now up. Cano just missed one last night, ended up being a double off the wall. Cruz takes down and away. It's a Seattle team still hitting .388 on the first pitch. 33 home runs. Now 34. 2 balls, no strikes.
It's amazing numbers.
Yeah.
And you know, you're going over all the scouting reports. Shoemaker this season, 68.5% first pitches he throws are strikes. Which is the 4th best in the big leagues. So again, when you're throwing that first pitch strikes, if you're Shoemaker, you have to hit a spot with it.
Yeah, against a team like this, it's not a get it over fastball right down the pipe, because they will pull the trigger on it.
But I'd love when I face a club that was aggressive like that on the first pitch, because then you could throw a fastball about a half a baseball or so off the corner, and then they're going to be roaring out, seeing fastball, and they'll hit off the end of the bat and gets a quick ground ball outs.
And Cruz hits a rocketing one-hopper and glove by Simmons. There he is, flashing the leather at the shortstop position. Terrific play by Andrew to finish off the top of the first. With Seattle on top 1-0.
What a play. That ball was rocketed at him into the outfield grass. Time to gather and throw across to get Cruz.
Bottom of the first inning, Robinson Cano hitting his 27th home run of the year with 2 outs at the top of the inning. As we'll check out Mike Scioscia's lineup, and his lineup that we've become all too familiar with, especially in the top 5 with Escobar, Calhoun, Trout, Pujols, and Simmons, especially with Crone out of the lineup and on a rehab assignment. Nick Buss jumps up to the 6th hole. Cliff Pennington is the second baseman. Jeff Bandy behind the plate, and Ji-Man Choi getting to start at first base. They are taking on the 35-year-old right-hander, native of Tokyo, Japan, by the name of Hisashi Iwakuma.
What an outstanding season Iwakuma's having. 14-game winner. My go-tos to be successful against him, though, is elevate all pitches, especially that splitter up in his zone and big fly moments. He's given up some home runs, 21 of them this year.
Escobar jumping on the first pitch, fouls it off. He's made 2 starts. Iwakuma has against the Angels this year. No record of 3.77 ERA. But in his career, he's 8-3 with a 2.86. 0-1. That is rocketed to right field. Leadoff single for Escobar.
Yeah, we showed that swing in our opening tonight for Escobar, how well he stays back on the baseball. Lets the baseball travel deep. That's a lot of confidence in your approach and your hands to hit the ball that hard. Just so you see Zunino almost reaching out to catch that baseball. Basically hit it right out of his glove and lined it in the right field.
Shift off with Cole at the plate. He'll swing first pitch and loft one out to left. 1 down.
And what you're seeing from batters tonight against both these pitchers, they know they're going to both be in the strike zone quite a bit. And so they're going to get some aggressive swings. Going into my Hyundai key for this game to be successful against Iwakuma tonight. Go a little damn Yankees. High enough. Again, bring that split finger fastball and fastball high enough where you could do some damage. Mentioned 21 home runs allowed by Iwakuma, 12 by right-handed batters, 9 by left-handed batters against him this year.
Trout at .310 average with 23 home runs and 77 runs batted in. Mike had a 1-for-4 game last night.
We saw that a lot last night against Trout. A lot of fastballs inside. And Iwakuma doesn't have an overpowering fastball. Generally doesn't pitch inside a lot to right-handed batters.
He's had good success against Trout and Pujols. Angels 3 and 4 hitters combined have hit 172 with 20 strikeouts. This one's lifted down the line, slicing out of play. That's a 172 batting average between Trout and Albert against Iwakuma. Behind in the count at 1-2. Upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Iwakuma on the season, making his 25th start, 14-7 with a 3.84 ERA. And just 20 starts last year, limited to with an injury. Free agent last year, and agreed to a deal with the Dodgers, but apparently there was some issues with his physical. Ended up re-signing with Seattle. A couple of club options. 2-2. In and right off the leg.
Again, running that fastball in again. And not overpowering, a little bit of movement on that 88-mile-an-hour fastball. Trout trying to walk it off. Adam Nevlin now going to come out to see Trout. Get that foot down. Look, it was almost just below the knee area. Wow, just inside that left knee. Wow, it's that plant leg. Again, it's hurting now, but as the game progresses, you got to keep an eye on that one.
Zunino sets up away. 2-2. Misses inside. Try a little cut fastball or slider.
And he looked like he tried to be quick on it too.
Full count with Albert on deck.
Can't believe Escobar is going to be on the move here, especially with the eye that Trout has and his ability this season to put the ball in play. Not a whole lot of strikeouts. Very high amount of walks for Trout.
This one's fouled off. He's now not on the move. Seven stolen bases in 8 attempts against Mike Zunino this year. Just his 23rd game. Another 3-2. In time, there's ball 4. Similar to the pitch he fouled off the leg. And the Halos have 2 on here with 1 out and Albert coming up.
It's amazing how many at-bats Trout has had with a full count. He's had now 54 of his walks this season been on full counts. 127 base plate appearances with the full count so far this year. It's amazing how comfortable he is working counts. Big moment here early on. See if Albert can add on to that RBI total.
.93 RBIs for Albert. First one inside. Jeff Kellogg, the crew chief, calling the balls and strikes tonight. John Tumpain at first, Ryan Blackney at second base, Alan Porter over at third. Halos down 1-0 on the Cano home run. 1-1. Pretty good pitch drive right there.
I was going to say, I don't recall ever getting that pitch back. Upper part of the strike zone, middle of the plate. It's been Albert looking something off speed, maybe looking for a split finger fastball. And when Iwakuma's fastball is 86-90, throws a slider, cut fastball, curveball, and split finger fastball.
One in tight, 2-1.
Well, that's the 83rd walk this season for Trout. Leader in the American League in that category. Amazing. He's walked 16.2% of his plate appearances this year, 4th highest in the majors. Goes along with that 4.41 pitches per plate appearance, which is the 3rd highest in the game.
Ground ball toward third, and Seager can't handle it. It gets by him. It'll tie the game up. Trout will go to third. Albert alertly slams on the brakes and heads back to first base.
And Anderson Simmons is probably figuring, where was that last night?
Yeah, that was an error. That is an error, I should say, on Seager.
In that last in-between hop, he already looked to see if he could make the throw to second. Didn't look that baseball into his glove. See right here, he's already thinking in terms of getting in position to throw the baseball. Did not look that into his glove. Looked like he had a chance to almost get in front of that baseball, which makes it an easier throw as far as completing a double play. But a break for the Angels. And good base running by Trout to get all the way over to third, even though he fouled that one ball just off his knee.
First and third, 1 out. Here's Simmons. Anderson shoots one to right field, a base hit. Good piece of hitting, and the Angels lead it 2-1.
And we were having a conversation in between innings last night about Simmons. It seemed to be like he wasn't thinking in terms of up the middle or the other way of late, but then the last couple of swings, much better. Look at it, his eyes right on the baseball, and was thinking in terms of lining that ball to right field. RBI single. Now a quick conversation out. Stoudemire Jr. Translator with Iwakuma on the mound.
Error by Seager, his 15th of the season. It's a close play at second because of Trout running between first and second if Seager comes up with it, but if they get that force out, it's an inning-ending double play. There's Nick Buss rolling it foul. No balls and a strike.
That slow curveball from Iwakuma he will throw on occasion. Look at percentages of pitches. 46% fastballs, 18% sliders, 9% cut fastballs, 9% curveball, and 18% with a split finger fastball.
Nick 6 for 17 through his first 5 games with the Angels. And he'll lay off. Ball and a strike. Halo signing him in the offseason as a minor league free agent. Nick now 29 years of age. 87 games at AAA, hit .290 with 23 doubles, 8 triples, 6 home runs, and 46 runs batted in. He's got a couple of men on with 1 out. This is hit to second. Cano's got it. Pete O'Malley for one of the relays back in time. Inning-ending double play. The Angels strike for 2. We'll head to the second. It's 2-1 Halos.
Seattle on the top of the second. Seager at a tough play in the bottom of the first, but last night, time now for a Honda helpful moment. What a play he made. Simmons thought he had a game-winning double down the line, but that great range from Seager, and then the quick throw over the first and scoop by Lee. What a play to preserve the W for Seattle last night. Diaz really loving that play by Seager. 2014 Gold Glove winner. Simmons stunned by that play by Seager.
Helped out Diaz, that's for sure. 27 pitch, 9th inning for the young right-handed closer. And lost in all that was a nice dig by Daeho Lee at first base. Seager leading things off against Shoemaker. First pitch strike.
And Seager had to deal with Trout going over to third base too, so there was a lot of things going against Seager on that play, but great range and a quick throw of the first and a great scoop by Lee.
Kyle hitting .286 on the year, 31 doubles, 22 home runs, 79 RBIs. .511 slugging percentage for the third baseman. Shift on with Seager at the plate. A 3-1 count. It'll flare out to shallow right with the shift on. It'll be caught for the first out. Hey, host a business function or celebrate a special occasion in your own private suite here at the Big A. Suite Rentals offer all-inclusive food and beverage packages. Just go to angels.com/suites for more information.
It's a pretty solid pitch by Shoemaker to jam Seager. A little flare right to Pennington out in shallow right field.
There's Adam Lind. We'll pull this one foul.
Again, another aggressive early count swing from Seattle hitters. Good pitch there by Shoemaker, a little bit off the inside corner. Very difficult to keep there for a left-handed batter.
Lind is at .419 against the Angels this year. The home run at 7, runs batted in. Little dribbler toward the mound. 2 down.
Shoe under control, feeling that slow roller his way. Nobody had time. Lind running down the line, jammed him enough.
John's nobody on, and here's Mike Zunino. .266 with 6 home runs, 13 RBIs. Look at a strike. Zunino had the night off last night. One for 4 2 nights ago, and he'll take strike 2.
I've noticed so far in this game for Shoemaker has been using his slider, and I think even using his curveball a little bit more so will be very effective against left-handed batters through the course of the scheme. The slider against the righties.
Down goes Zunino on 3 pitches. A 1-2-3 shutdown inning for Shoemaker. Way to the bottom of the second. Angels on top.
Facts, which are brought to you by Clean, Crisp, Coors Light. From his date back in 2000, Tim Salmon, his 223rd career home run to break Brian Downing's club record. He homered off of Roger Clemens at Yankee Stadium for that all-time record. He ended up with 299 career home runs. Garrett Anderson, his good buddy, ended up with 272 wearing that Angel uniform. Mike Trout, sixth on that list right now for the Angels with 162.
Looking forward to Saturday night. The Angels inducting Garrett Anderson into their Hall of Fame. Pennington behind in the count at 0-2.
Yeah, that's going to be a special night.
Yeah.
EA, great dude.
Pennington, the switch hitter, hitting .245, this being his 41st game. 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. Cliff Paddock back at second base once again. One ball, 2 strikes. A lot of folks asking about Johnny Giavitello. Pennington goes down swing. Well, they're not. He's going to play anymore during the regular season. He'll get some starts. There's Johnny. And, just an okay season for him. I mean, all things considered, not bad at all. I mean, I think he set such a high standard for himself last year, having a breakout year. But with Pennington, you know, 2 stints on the disabled list, hasn't played a whole lot. He signed a 2-year deal in the offseason, so getting some playing time now that he's healthy. Petit got the start there the other day with Simmons was out to start the game.
Giavitello's career numbers against Iwakuma pretty solid too.
Yeah.
417, but not in the lineup here tonight. Petit has done a very good job wherever Mike Scioscia's put him. He's been very solid defensively, also at second base.
Jet Bandy with a 1 ball, 1 strike count, 265 average. 6 doubles, 7 home runs, 22 RBIs. Fouls this one back.
He had a pretty good pitch to drive there. Fastball. That level of the zone, he likes to drive the ball a long way. And he just missed that one.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Robinson Cano giving Seattle a 1-0 lead with a home run in the first. The Angels answering with 2. At the bottom of the inning, helped out by the Seager error. Cal remains even at 2-2. And getting the bulk of the playing time. Soto now back on the disabled list for the 3rd time this year. Carlos Perez behind the plate last night. Foul. That one, Gonzalino. That's what we're considering where the Angels are at right now. 20 games under 500 the rest of the season. Find out what you have. And you'll find out more come September, assuming Angels bring up certain players. Figure that they will.
Yeah, very important, especially for Billy Eppler and the entire front office. What decisions they're going to be able to make, and some they might not have to worry about. And right now, it looks like that catching position, they're pretty comfortable with Jet Bandy and Carlos Perez. Giovanni Soto has been solid at times this year, but again, on the disabled list with his knee, Carlos Perez and Bandy, both very good as far as defensive catchers.
3-2. Bandy drives one out toward left center field. It'll chase Martin back to his right. Two down. Hey, join us on Saturday, August 20th. It's a 6:35 start. Angels take it on the Yankees and enjoy a postgame fireworks show presented by Wells Fargo. Visit angels.com/promotions to get your tickets. Remember, the Garrett Anderson induction will start right around 6, if not just before. First pitch scheduled for 6:35. A lot of speakers on Saturday.
Is that right?
That's the rumor.
Nice.
G-Man Joy will start at first base. Takes a strike. Joy, a 162 average, 16 for 99. 4 doubles, 5 home runs, 12 RBIs. Puts this one down the line. Slicing foul. And that falls foul. Nice effort by O'Malley. Oakland was jogging in.
Yeah, I didn't know if he even saw that baseball.
With the flair for the dramatic, you figure that he would have been all over that one.
Yes. The way he reacted is as if he didn't see it.
No balls, 2 strikes. And that's line to center. Martin's there. Hale is down in order. 2 complete. 2-1 Angels as we head to the 3rd. The top of the 3rd inning. 8-9-1 coming up for Seattle. It'll be Martin, O'Malley, and Aoki. 1 strikeout for Matt Shoemaker. The only blip on his radar, the home run in the 1st inning. Robinson Cano jumping on the very first pitch, hammering one to right center. Leonis Martin comes up empty on the very first pitch.
And he likes those high pitches. He struggled this season against low pitches. His 174 batting average versus low pitches. So after that fastball upstairs, when a shoe comes down to that splitter or slider.
That's hit towards short, a 1 hopper. 1 down.
Shortstop
3 ground ball outs in this game already for Shu.
There's Sean O'Malley. Starting shortstop tonight. Marte got to start the first 3 games of the series. Gets the first part of the game off. Sean at 255. 63rd game this year.
Always a threat to bunt.
Evens up the count. O'Malley, 28 years of age. Born in Richland, Washington. The high school is Southridge. So he is now their Willie Bloomquist. The ever popular Willie Bloomquist. This was lined to right field. Cole is there. 2 down.
Yes.
Bloomquist was a Washington State native, right?
Extremely popular.
Similar type player.
Play a lot of different positions. High energy guy.
Lines out. He was briefly with the Angels 2014. Played in 11 games. Back to the top of the order. Okie popped down in foul territory, his first AB. If you think you're going to get first pitch fastball for strikes second time around with Shoemaker, sort of a mistake.
He's either going to throw that splitter or slider. He's faced 10 batters, 8 first pitch strikes for Shoemaker tonight. Well, he's got a good feel for that 2-seam fastball against lefties. Starts it at the hip, brings it back that inside corner. More time in this game for Shoemaker. He's been head of the count, 0-2. That was slightly inside the phone booth on that one.
That is slightly being tardy, pulling the ripcord on the way down.
Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And now it's time for In the Driver's Seat, brought to you by Kia. Escobar at the plate, and Escobar has been swinging the bat very well. And the Angels have been successful when, you know, Escobar gets a base hit. 39-38 record. When he gets a base hit, the day he doesn't or doesn't play in the game, this 11-32 record for the Angels. So important to this offense, as you know, Escobar.
Takes low to start off the Bottom of the third. One for one with a base at the right. .37 pitches for Iwakuma. 24 strikes so far. One strikeout. Good off-speed pitch.
Escobar's been pretty good with off-speed pitches, breaking balls this season.
Lifted out toward right field. Seth Smith in. Not very deep at all. One down.
Snapping that streak of 6 straight hits for Escobar.
Cole saw one pitch in his first at bat, hit a fly ball to left. Fouls this one off. Ball and a strike on Cole. Three infielders on the right side. Seager, the lone man at third base, and the breaking ball is in there.
Cole coming into the game against Iwakuma, 296, but 2 home runs against him.
O'Malley back on the shortstop side of second base. That's up and in. Seattle will shift and move around, especially different counts, situations in the game.
And they put the shift on the second most in baseball. Coming in the game, 1,314 defensive shifts put on Scott Service's Seattle Mariners.
Two. Slow breaking ball, and it bounced over to Lynn. 2 down. Iwakuma starting to settle in a little bit. Base is clear for Trout. Trout worked a walk in his first plate appearance. Took a total of 8 pitches. A couple of fouls. This is hit towards short, and O'Malley goes into the backhand slide. Throws out Trout, and the Angels down in order. 3 in the books, 2-1 Halos. Score of 2-1. Both starting pitchers have settled down. Both gave up runs in the first inning. Not much of anything else since then. Smith, Cano, and Cruz coming up for Seattle. A couple of lefties and a righty. Smith popped out in foul territory in his first AB. 0 for 1. Shoemaker threw 11 pitches in the first, 11 in the second, 8 in the third. Delivers a strike.
And avoiding that first pitch fastball, but still throwing a strike with an off-speed pitch.
Mentioned Shoemaker got knocked around quite a bit as this was lined to the alley in right center field, and that's going to split the outfield. It should go to the wall. Smith on his way to second with a leadoff double. I was just saying with Shoemaker, the first 3 starts at home just horrific. Got knocked around the ballpark, but from that point forward, was to start against the Orioles, he has been incredible here, even though he's had 0 run support. Not literally.
Yeah. Pretty close to that, though. Split finger fastball that kind of stayed out. We talked about that lateral movement instead of downward action on the splitter. Smith hits out for a double. You mentioned what he's done. With the last 7 home starts, been outstanding for Shoemaker. 1.03 ERA. That's covering 52 2/3 innings pitches, 6 earned runs allowed, 3-1 record during that stretch, 7 games.
Cano swings first pitch, hits one off the mound. Coming to third base, Smith is tagged out. What an alert play by Andrelton Simmons. Always seems to be thinking a couple of steps ahead.
I mean, that's an unbelievable play. First of all, there's a redirect off the mound. It's certainly worthy of a Carlos Cam replay. Not only the play, but the reaction by Simmons. Hit well off the mound, redirects right away, put himself in position to make a good throw to Escobar because he wasn't at the base. Throws it right there high enough to be able to complete a tag right away.
Robinson Cano has seen 2 pitches tonight, a home run, and smoked this one off the mound. Nelson Cruz grounded out in his first AB. One hopper to Simmons.
But still, how alert Andrelton Simmons is all the time. He's in the field. But again, that was a perfect throw. The height of the throw to Escobar was important because Escobar was unable, because of the shift being on, wasn't able to get close enough to the base. It was a high enough throw to catch and then apply a tag to Seth Smith, who was surprised that Simmons was able to make that play and make that quick throw.
Fortunately, that one, Escobar was making his way toward third base. It's not a play you anticipate as a third baseman, but playing off a little bit, alert enough to kind of drift back toward the bag, and Simmons threw a strike right to him.
And it's the height of that throw was so important from Simmons to Escobar.
One and two.
As you go back and look at this play right here. Again, the redirect off the mound. Throw to the glove side, high enough, quickly able to apply a tag Escobar from that perfect throw from Simmons. A low throw as you're trying to find the base and the runner would have been a difficult play for Escobar.
Long hold for Shoemaker. 1-2 low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cruz the other day hit his 30th home run of the season. Now with 74 RBIs. Mark Trumbo today hit his 35th of the year. He's parlaying this trade for the Mariners to Baltimore into a nice contract this coming offseason as a free agent to be. Seattle got a backup catcher out of it, Steve Clevenger.
Trumbo getting an opportunity to play every day. Power numbers in that ballpark. Excellent for Trumbo.
Overthrown. Full boat.
He's done such a nice job defensively. That's a splitter straight in the dirt. Got his body over, keeping that glove down to keep that baseball from getting away from him. Wonder if Cano will be on the move. No stolen bases caught one time this year.
First full count for Shoemaker tonight.
Shoemaker would love that old strike him out, throw him out here.
The bat really slows things down when it's base runners on board. One out, one on. Cruz goes down swinging and loses his helmet. 2 down.
Good slider there. Shoemaker to get a swing and miss, his third punch out.
Third baseman, number 15.
Might end up being a splitter. He's pulled off 85-mile-an-hour split finger fastball. All out of his hand, it looked like the way that rotation was, it could have been a slider, it ended up being a splitter. Percentage-wise of pitches this season for Shoemaker, 37% of his pitches are split finger fastballs.
Seager swinging first pitch, rolls it foul. Kyle hit a pop-up to shallow right. The Pennington caught. See that first pitch percentage for strikes this year for Shoe.
And you know that as an opponent going against him, but it's the quality of that first pitch strike that he's been so effective with, especially over this long stretch of quality starts.
This is line to right field, and it'll get down for a hit. Cano will advance to second and stop there. First and second, and Adam Lynn coming up.
Boy, just watching that play when Cole threw that baseball in and went right to Simmons, and he just kind of caught it, but quickly looked back to see if Seager had drifted a little bit away from first base, and he will throw back to first base if a runner makes too wide of a turn at first base, not anticipating any throw at all from an infielder back across the diamond. But he's gotten a couple runners that way so far this year. So those reports get out there too. Once you get to that first base, you better be ready to get back to the bag. Anytime Simmons has the baseball, he will throw it.
Lynn grounded out his first time. A little dribbler back to the mound. Fouls this one at the plate, going 1. .233 average for Adam Wood. 17 home runs and 47 RBIs. First season with Seattle. Off-season deal with Milwaukee. Cano at second, Seager at first. The dribbler, right side, Shoemaker will take it himself, flip it to Choi, getting over. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Halo still up 2-1. This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Subaru. We believe in making the world a better place. That's why we donate to causes we care about. By El Pollo Loco. Try the new overstuffed quesadillas today. And by Longo Toyota. #1 for 49 straight years. There must be a reason. Why go anywhere else? Halos lead it 2-1. Bottom of the fourth inning. Cano with a home run at the top of the first. The Angels answer with 2 in the bottom of the first. So we stand now. There's a baseball out at shallow right, so Leonis Martin has to retrieve it. Throws it to Cano, who throws it toward the dugout. Just trying to get the assist. Albert reached down the error by Seager. Helped bring home the first run. No balls and a strike.
Like, you know, way over on that shortstop side of the base with the shift on against Albert.
Was it Seattle where he's just hitting rockets up the middle right to Cano? Slow roll of Joel Malley for the first down.
And that's a pitch when Albert, remember during that stretch in which he was driving in a lot of runs, he was hitting the ball the other way well. That's a pitch that he can hit the other way. And he ended up rolling over on that pitch, ground ball to short. Check location here. It's a little bit off the outside corner, and the hips are open off the end of the bat. Now when he's staying back well on that and driving using the lower part of his body, that's a pitch he can drive real hard to right center field.
Simmons 1 for 1 with a base hit to right. Slow breaking ball upstairs. Simba's in the house. These guys are great. You sing the Lion King
yes.
song, right?
I love that movie. I think I watched it with my oldest daughter at that time when it came out, maybe about 500 times.
Did you ever see the musical?
Yes, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Two-0. Simmons lifts one out to left. Naoki moving back on it, tracking it down. Makes the catch on the track. Round number 2.
Did that one very well. From the jersey Mike signed there, the 390 sign, left center field.
Andrelton has 1 home run this year. Makes the second out of the 4th inning. And Nick Buss coming up.
Both these pitchers throwing a lot of strikes, 33 strikes of his 50 pitches thrown for Iwakuma. Boy, coming into this game combined, roughly 289 innings pitched between Shoemaker and Iwakuma, 60 walks, 239 strikeouts, a nearly 4-to-1 ratio between the two as far as walks to strikeouts.
Iwakuma has retired 9 straight. Nick Buss takes a strike. USC product, Dodger draft pick. At 29, still fighting on.
Yes. We're doing it here in the booth. We're fighting on. College football season right around the corner.
Yes, it is. That's your way of segueing into Eagles preseason domination over the Steelers tonight.
I can't even remember the score. Maybe it was 17-0.
You don't remember the score if it was 17-0?
I think it might have been 17-0. It might have been. Heard rumors.
Two on to Buss. He slices this one to Seager, and that's the 3rd out. Good piece of hitting by Buss, but right to Kyle Seager for complete. It's 2-1 Angels. Two big games on back-to-back nights tomorrow. Bronx Bombers taking on Mike Trout and the Angels at 6:30 p.m. Pacific. Then on Saturday, the Mets battle Buster Posey and the Giants at 12:30 p.m. Pacific. We'll watch both games live on Fox Sports Go.
Tanaka versus Weaver tomorrow night.
Oh, there it is. Rare lunar eclipse. A sturgeon moon is what it's called, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good information.
Like that. Very few out there think that that is a planet. Obviously not. Here's Mike Zunino. And he swings first pitch and pulls one down the line, hook and foul.
Again, another first pitch strike. Both pitchers. For that at bat there by Zunino. Both pitchers have faced 15 batters apiece, 12 first pitch strikes for both of them. It's another first pitch strike for Shoemaker. That's a nasty split. That's that downward split finger fastball talking about that Shoemaker needed to throw consistently tonight. He's thrown a number of them pretty well so far.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Zunino struck out his first time up. Shoemaker tonight has had 5 0-2 counts. 46 pitches, 35 strikes. Foul back. Hello, Goopy. You like that?
Yeah, that's some quick hands.
Self-preservation.
Look at that play.
Look at those pythons, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I've been working out pretty hard.
Yeah, I was going to say. I noticed that earlier today. Oh, man. Gloves are overrated, Jose
Yes.
Mota. No, they're not.
What are you going to do with that baseball now?
Oh, man. I'm going to fire back into the seat. Should I give it right back to Shoe?
Yeah, this is the old Wrigley Field moment.
This was fouled off. Wouldn't that be great if the pitcher is standing on the mound with the glove going, hey, yo.
That baseball might have some movement on it.
I want that ball.
Yes. The old school way, ground ball or foul ball, I want that baseball.
Just fire it right back at him.
Yeah, I think you can do it. Go ahead.
Shoemaker going,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, that's got some movement on that baseball. Maybe a couple little scratches on there.
Oh, man. Another 2-2. So it's down away. Full count. The second one this year.
Yes.
So I got Pujols and Zunino. And he walked him. That's too bad. He was at 0-2. See, I should have thrown the baseball back to him.
Center fielder, number 12, Leonis Martin.
Think Jose will sign this for me?
Yes, he will.
First walk issued by Shoemaker. 3 strikeouts tonight. Leonis Martin grounded out his first time up. I caught the inside corner.
Martin was asking if that was on the corner. Was it not above the letters? Still another first pitch strike for Shoe.
Good off speed.
.53 pitches, 39 of them strikes for Shoemaker.
Up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Martinez rolled into 6 double plays. Shoemaker's had 8 double plays turned behind him.
He slowed things down on that one.
Almost like he tried to guide that one.
Yeah.
Boy,
The way Martin he gave up on it quickly.
Exactly. The second pitch of this sequence against Martin was a split finger fastball, was excellent. This thought, as a hitter, you're thinking fastball the way he threw it. The bottom drops out.
Guess it's fouled off.
Dangerous hitter coming into this game against Shoemaker too. Martin 7 for 17. That's a .412 batting average. And the ground out to short. His first at bat. We'd love to get another ground ball at Simmons at short.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff walk to Zunino. He's at first. Breaks his bat. He'll pick up a single out of it. Zunino will advance to second and stop there. Boy, good pitch. Not much you can do on it, especially when you break the bat.
Especially as a hitter, you're thinking you're trying to track a split finger fastball. He threw that fastball at 93 on his hands. Goes that right inside. He did a pretty good job. He didn't get the barrel of the bat necessarily, but he brought his hands inside to be able to get at least a good enough part of the bat to get it through the infield. And those good numbers. 8 for 19 now against Shoemaker for Martin. Bunt scenario.
Here's Sean O'Malley. Line went out to Calhoun, his first AB. Corner infielders pinching in. Doesn't show bunt.
Maniac giving the sign.
Now he shows. He takes upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes.
Could have been called a strike. And anytime you see a batter square around as a pitcher, you try to throw the upper part of the strike zone. More difficult pitch to get down on the ground. You're more apt to pop that one up. Shoemaker should keep an eye on Zunino. Simmons may put a pickoff on.
Fouls it back.
Pretty good rip at that 2-0 pitch.
It was up too. Danger zone.
60 pitches for Shoe. Pretty economical really throughout this game, except for in this 5th inning. Quite a few pitches. 17 of them. Started out in this inning against Zunino 0-2 also. Before the walk.
Good pitch. Tied him up.
He's staying upstairs. That's 3 fastballs in a row, upper part of the strike zone.
Looking for that first out. Zunino with a walk. Martin with a single. 2-1 Halos. We're the 5th. Oh, he got him. Just pulled the string with that splitter. 1 away.
What a sequence. Talked about 3 fastballs, all at 91, upper part of the strike zone, or even slightly above, and then drops that split finger fastball with a swing and miss at 85. Great sequence by Shoemaker and Jet Bandy.
And now the pesky Nori Aoki. 0 for 2 tonight. The fly ball out, the strikeout. Bus very shallow on left. Escobar playing in at third. Chopper right side. Pennington applies the tag, fires to first, and safe at first. And they're saying Martinez safe at second. No tag applied. So they get nothing out of it. Certain Steve Solis will have a look at it downstairs, but no hesitation whatsoever by the second base umpire Ryan Blackney in calling Martin safe. You got to make sure of at least one.
Yeah, you have to.
Socha's going to come out.
Let's see if he stayed in the baseline also, and he certainly did there. Looked like he missed him.
Yes, he did.
Did he get him at first? He's out at first. He's out at first. At the very least, get it to play at first base.
Yeah, you got to challenge first base easily.
Yeah, he's out. He's out at first.
Easily out at first.
Yep. And that's what Mike Scioscia just got word from Steve Solis after Dino Eva calls in.
Yeah, they're going to challenge that. Jeff Kellogg's the crew chief on home plate umpire.
Yeah, definitely was not contact with the glove by Pennington on Martin. But there's no doubt that Aoki was out at first.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, they review the entirety of the play, right? So if there is an angle that shows the glove touching Martin and the out at second, you could essentially get a double play.
Yes. But he didn't get out of the baseline either, Martin. So that's out of the equation. And as a base runner, all you're trying to do is try to delay the throw over the first base and avoid that stop, and that's what Martin did, but also avoided the tag, it looked like. But it's definitely out at first.
They're challenging the play at first. And the out call at first base. So 2 outs. Martin's safe at second. So essentially just becomes a ground out with the runners advancing on the play.
Good stretch by Choi again at first base to be able to make sure he got there, reached out there and got to that baseball before Aoki can touch the base.
So second and third, 2 outs. Here's Seth Smith. Double to the alley in right center field in his last at bat. He's 1 for 2. Oh, and 1.
Some great reactions in the stands on that one.
Oh, wear it. Oh, the stare down. Are you serious? I mean, guy's got to go to the team shop and buy him a t-shirt, doesn't he? Ball and a strike on Smith. 2 base runners on with 2 outs. 1 and 2.
Boy, big moment right here for Shoemaker to try to get through this inning with no damage done. And kind of an odd inning. A lot of pitches thrown for Shoe. See if he has that split finger fastball in him to finish off this inning against Seth Smith.
And it all started 0-2 on Mike Zunino.
Yep.
Ended up blocking him. Check swing. Did he go? No, says Alan Porter. 2-2.
Looked like Seth Smith was looking split finger fastball too, and Shoemaker went upstairs with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Almost got the check swing. Yeah. Was able to hold up. As difficult that is for me to say. Not crossing the plate.
Bouncer toward first. Choi backs up. Shoemaker covering. Inning over. No damage against the Angels. The Halos take a 2-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th, Gooby.
And Vicker showing his Anderson Simmons impersonation, using the hands. Solid defensive play.
It took a lot of pitches to get through that 5th inning, but unscathed. 68 total pitches. And the Angels maintain a 2-1 lead. Pennington, Bandy, and Choi for the Halos. It's the bottom third of the order. Musashi Iwakuma has certainly settled in. Cliff struck out in his first AB. 10 straight retired by the Mariners right-hander.
And Shoemaker would like to see some more runs in this half inning, but at the very least have some long at-bats against Iwakuma to give him a little bit of a rest. A lot of pitches thrown, a lot of stressful pitches thrown by Shoemaker that last half. 25 pitches thrown that half inning by Shoemaker.
Check swing foul. Breaking ball. 1-2.
Fastball well off the inside corner.
Two rolled foul.
Tried that two-seam fastball, followed up with a cut fastball inside against Pennington. In this sequence, has also thrown that slow 69-mile-an-hour curveball on the outside corner.
I'd love to see the offense kind of drag this inning out a little bit. Give Shoemaker time to recover. Pennington goes down swinging for the second time tonight, 1 away. Get your red on every Friday night home game at 5:30 p.m. at the Game 1 Music Garden for pregame concerts presented by Budweiser, featuring some of your favorite local bands. Just go to angels.com/band to get your tickets today.
Since you're off tomorrow night, you got to go play guitar down there?
My secret's out, man. I am going to start taking lessons this offseason. For the first time. We've been talking about it for years. And Bandy drives one toward the left field corner. That is fair. Big fly for Jed Bandy. 3-1 Halos.
And the Bandy man can again in the series against Scott Service's Seattle Mariner pitching staff. Almost exact same location. Early in the series, off the foul pole, kept this one fair once again. 8th home run for Bandy. Well, slidered it. Just stayed and drifted in that zone where Bandy can get that barrel of the bat, and then he hooks it down the line. He's got some good power for Bandy. And that got out quickly.
G-Man Choi takes downstairs for ball 1.
6 of his 8 home runs have been at the Big A for the Bandy man.
Choi drives one out toward left center field. Martin tracking it down. 2 away.
Was just inside that fair pole for a home run for Bandy.
I didn't really realize the one he hit the other night. Doinked off the
that almost knocked down the foul ball. He crushed that baseball. He is super strong. Talk about how well he has called games and blocked pitches in the dirt and thrown the baseball as a catcher. He's got some good power. Now 8 home runs, 23 RBI for Jet Bandy.
Escobar takes low. You're now 1 for 2, single and a flyout.
Looked like that one fouled off the knee area of Escobar. We saw that earlier with Trout.
Two balls, one strike. Breaking ball, watch out. Man, that almost smoked Iwakuma. That's one of those, I think he was anticipating getting hit.
Yeah.
He just froze.
Yeah, he just turned his body to try to, if he was going to get hit with that baseball, try to absorb it. Maybe the side or even the back. He has no idea how that baseball did not hit him. We talked about it in the opening, how well Escobar uses the entire field. And that's a little cut fastball that he stayed back on and lined it right back up the middle. And they're the ones, as a pitcher, when they're that close to you, you just need a few seconds to take a breath.
Trying to get as small as possible when you see it. Just
yeah.
You suck it in your gut. You just don't hit me. Man on, 3-1 Halos, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 5th, and here's Cole, 0 for 2. A fly out and a ground out.
My Hyundai key for this game tonight for the Angels against Iwakuma. Talked about high enough, trying to bring us some pitches up in the strike zone against Iwakuma, who's given up some big flies. Well, now with the home run by Bandy tonight, he's given up 22 home runs as the Angels try to add on here. It's Cole Calhoun at the plate, who has 2 career home runs against Iwakuma.
Oh, 2. That is such a tantalizing pitch, isn't it?
Yeah, we talked about trying to bring that pitch up, but as a left-handed batter, you prefer most pitches around knee high, and then the bottom drops out, unable to make contact. Because that's what your eyes are tracking as a left-handed batter, something in the lower part of the strike zone. And that's what Iwakuma's trying to exploit against left-handed batters.
Two-out single for Escobar. He's over at first. Seager, the third baseman, over at the shortstop position. The shift on. That's that pitch. If it stays up enough in the zone, easy single to third base side.
A lot of room on that left side of the infield.
You don't even have to square it up.
You just go right down that line, able to get a hit, and should be able to advance, run it all the way over to third, and Escobar.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And it's that long inning. Hoping for Shoemaker after he threw 25 pitches in the top of the 5th. And he got a run out of it also, and still hitting. Bandy, solo shot, his 8th of the season.
Ground ball right side. Cano. He's there. And we played 5. The Angels will take a 3-1 lead to the top of the 6th inning.
Boy, Bandy got that breaking ball that stayed in middle part of the plate, and he hooked it right down the line for a solo shot. 3-1 Halos. About the knee for that movement on the split finger fastball for Shoemaker, and also the fastball upstairs. Looking at our Fox Vision, look how much these 2-seam fastballs have moved on the upper part of the strike zone. Then that nasty splitter against Cruz, then right there against O'Malley. Where it starts at, it's almost belt high, ends up at the knees. Great late movement on both the fastball and split finger fastball for Shoemaker tonight with 4 punch-outs.
He's coming off a 25 pitch 5th inning. And in that 5th, he ended up facing 5 batters. He'll face Cano, Cruz, and Seager here in the 6th. It's the first pitch that Cano has taken tonight. Jumped on the first 2. Homered in the first. Hit into a fielder's choice his last time up. This is hit towards short with the shift on. Cano flips the bat. Now you know how Albert feels when you do that to him. Hey, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP.
The ball was hit pretty hard, too.
Yeah.
Eight ground ball outs for Shoemaker. Generally in the lower part as far as in baseball, as far as getting ground balls. It's been effective for him tonight.
Nelson Cruz 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout.
Great location once again for Shoe.
1-2 pitch. Boy, Bandy, Shoemaker thought
Everyone.
they had the strikeout because it was a strike.
Yeah, that's right in the middle of the plate.
2-2.
The target was set up high, but this is right in the middle of the plate. Look at our Fox track. That's at the knees, middle of the plate.
Two. And Cruz skies one to deep left field. Boss will watch this one go, and it's a home run. Makes it 3-2. And Shoemaker lets him know he's not happy with that previous pitch, and he should be.
Yes.
Very angry with Jeff Kellogg. Instead of out number 2, it's a solo home run. A towering shot is 31st.
33rd career home run, and Shoemaker upset with that one. Pretty odd when an umpire walks that baseball out that far also.
Kellogg looks like said that ball was down.
No, and it wasn't down. It was right in the middle of the plate at the knees.
Seager fouls one back.
And Bandy's just trying to diffuse that as quickly as possible.
One-run lead. Seager 1 for 2. Shows bunt, fouls it. Yeah, with Escobar playing at the shortstop position. Seager seeing an opportunity, trying to capitalize.
And 33 career home runs for Nelson Cruz against the Angels. Well, you make a mistake, especially on a breaking ball, he's got tremendous power and lift.
Seager goes down swinging.
That's a great split finger fastball. Nice comeback in that at bat for Shoemaker. I think the big thing in that, Jet Bandy just kind of calmed that one down. Shoe able to come right back. Nice job by Jet.
Adam Lynn twice is grounded out. Seattle with 2 runs, 5 hits. They've committed an error and left 4. Halos with 3 runs on 4 hits. Have stranded 2. 3-2 are in the top of the 6th.
Nasty split finger fastball from Shoemaker. Right back with a 2-seam fastball. And Lynn didn't like that call. A little bit off the inside corner.
One, 2. Little dribbler once again. That's the 3rd out of the inning. A home run by Nelson Cruz draws the Mariners within 1. It's 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
coverage of baseball. Earlier today, Chicago beats Milwaukee 9-6. Baltimore over Houston 13-4. San Francisco 5-4, including a home run from Madison Bumgarner, who gave up a grand slam, all 9 runs in the 4th in our game break today from Wrigley Field. Earlier in the game, early in the day, Chris Bryant, not one. As far as home runs, way out once again, but 2 home runs for Chris Bryant. And 5 for 5 in the game, 5 RBI. Got to be considered the leading candidate for MVP in the National League, along with Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah. Halos send up 3-4-5. Trout, Pujols, and Simmons here against Hisashi Iwakuma. It's a 3-2 game. 74 pitches for Kuma, 49 strikes. Trout 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out. Take a strike.
Remember that last at bat, Trout was aggressive on the first pitch, hit it well, but rated shortstop. That one, the play was taken all the way. Former MVP himself.
One ball, one strike.
Trout has really hit that high pitch in the strike zone well this year. And that was a pitch he probably liked it another opportunity to swing at.
One, two. Trout lines this one to center. Martinez there. One down.
A little bit of movement on the fastball, jammed him enough. Hit it pretty well. Didn't quite square that one up to center field for Trout.
Albert 0 for 2. Grounds this one to short. It's that little breaking ball, trying to pull it. 2 down.
Twice now he's done that. Grounded to short off the end of the bat.
Status quo too for Iwakuma against Trout and Pujols once again. Both hitless tonight. He's really kept those guys in check.
By the way, just going back to that Mets game, it's DeGrom against Bumgarner. Bumgarner gave up a grand slam in the top of the inning, then came back and hit a 2-run home run, his 3rd home run of the season. They came back and scored 5 in the bottom of the 5th. Gave up 4 and a grand slam, and they came right back. San Francisco, who have been struggling. That game is going to be on Fox Sports 1 on Saturday when they play each other, the Mets and the Giants.
You only bring that up because you're going to bring up the argument about how the pitchers are the best athletes, right?
No, I can only imagine.
It's the only time you could bring that up, essentially. He gives up a grand slam, but that's all right. He'll take care of his own business. I don't need you guys. I got it.
And you know him. He's a big, strong dude, and that had to be an angry swing on that one. 2-run home run for Bumgarner.
Two-0. Simmons takes a strike. Andrelton 1 for 2. A single out to right field in his first at bat. Fly out his last AB. Took Aoki to the warning track and left his last at bat. Ground ball towards short. O'Malley's got it. Halos down in order. We will head to the 7th. It is 3-2 Angels.
Well-pitched game so far, 3-2 here in the top of the 7th. Now let's take a look at our top-tier play of the game, brought to you by Arco. Fastball, the Shoemaker thinks he hit his spot. Everyone thinks it's a punch-out. Did not get the call, and then a hanging breaking ball. Shoemaker upset as Nelson Cruz hits that one out. His 31st home run, way out. McCullough still insists that pitch was down.
Zunino, Martin, and O'Malley in the 7th for Seattle. Foul back. Oh for 1, a strikeout and a walk.
And a line drive back to you.
Yeah. Make sure it goes that way now. Rolls a foul, 0-2.
Good fastball, runs it inside on him. Again, 0-2 count to Zunino. 84 pitches, 60 of them strikes for Shoe. 8 times in this game for Shoemaker. He's been ahead of the count, 0-2.
Jammed him. Little flare out to shallow center field. Pennington going out, and he'll make the catch. One out.
Yeah, under control on that one by Pennington. No, the Trout's going to play a little bit deeper with Zunino and his power in center. Run back there, got in good position to catch that pop-up.
San Francisco's got 8 on the board now. Career high 8 runs allowed by Jacob deGrom. Martin 1 for 2 with a ground down to single. One.
Martin seems to track that split finger fastball well from Shoemaker. I mean, that's just slightly below the strike zone. He was taking that all the way. And he's had his troubles with low pitches. I mentioned that earlier. 174 batting average on low pitches.
Looking at it earlier. At 37% fly ball rate this year, 38% is his highest in his career. Guy that's got good speed. You figure he's a guy that chop it on the ground and let your legs work for you, especially in the bottom part of the order in this lineup.
Especially when you think about how many times he tries to bunt for a hit.
Yeah.
He knows the kind of speed he has. Sometimes you get caught up when you drive a couple baseballs over the fence and you become a home run hitter instead of the type of player that he really is. Line drive, utilizing his speed. That's the home run type swing.
There's the lift swing. Full count.
And a fastball, and pulled off on that one. Tried to hit that one out of the ballpark. He utilizes his speed. He's hitting that ball down on the line or on the ground.
Fouled off. Sean O'Malley on deck, the number 9 hitter. And he draws a walk. Follow Angels Baseball live with MLB.com at bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet.
Quick visit from Charles Nagy. Shoemaker, you got a guy at first base with a lot of speed, 13 stolen bases.
Angels have action in their bullpen. A righty and a lefty. Valdez, the right-hander. Alvarez, the lefty.
Shoemaker has allowed 11 stolen bases and 15 attempts against him. But Bandy has thrown out over 40% of would-be base stealers. This will be a test right here. Shoemaker's best move is before he gets into the set position. Like that.
John O'Malley 0 for 2 tonight. Line out and a strikeout.
So you can see the difference in the pickoff move from Shoemaker when he comes to that set position. It's a little longer throwing motion, but when he does it quickly, when he first steps onto the pitching rubber and he throws over quickly, it's a shorter throw, quicker. Still, Shoemaker does have that ability to hold on to the baseball longer. That's the best way to stop a running game. See how quick that throw is from that position where he doesn't come to a set position. It's almost like an infielder that more of a sidearm, 3/4 delivery over the first.
Pretty good lead for Martin. Doesn't go. The first one's fouled off.
Nice play by a fan.
A Raider fan.
Yes.
Oh, what count? Good lead for Martin once again. Doesn't go. 0-2.
Count. Martin runs well. You can almost anticipate potentially, at least the thought process for Martin, a split finger fastball in the dirt. This might be the time where Mike Scioscia takes a shot at a pitch out. In case he's thinking going on an off-speed pitch.
Slide step, misses outside. Flinch by Martin. Shoemaker
still
checking in on him.
Very good as far as holding the baseball.
One out, top of the 7th. Martin on the move. The pitch is fouled back.
And he picked that split finger fastball pitch to go on. I still think they had a shot at him. He didn't have a great jump. And Shoemaker doing a nice job of holding the baseball. Most base runners like to time a pitcher. Even if you mix in a slide step, they don't mind that as much as long as you're going that same pattern of holding it not too long and then quickly go to the plate. If you hold the baseball, you will stop most base runners for trying to steal.
Not on the move, and a ground ball to short. Should be 2. Simmons will take it himself, and it is a double play to end the 7th. Stretch time here at the Big A. Halos up 3-2. Hit 9 total hits. The Angels with just 4, and Escobar has 2 of them. Bandy with a solo home run. That's the difference in this game. 3-2 as we start at the bottom of the 7th. Hisashi Iwakuma on the mound. Matt Shoemaker, terrific outing tonight. 97 pitches, 7 innings, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks.
Looks like he is now done, I would think, in the game. Especially where he's sitting now in the dugout. He's using the back part of the dugout, looking straight down the ground, keeping the focus. What a job he did tonight. And continues to throw the ball so well here at the Big A.
Boss lines one out to center field. Martins there. 1 down.
He's hit the ball well tonight.
Yeah, he really has. Nothing to show for it.
And as a hitter, you just still stay the course with that swing he's got going. Iwakuma very solid himself, 6 1/3. 1 walk, 2 punch outs. With 2 earned runs of the 3 allowed tonight.
Ground ball, and that'll beat the shift. Pennington, who had struck out twice against Iwakuma, picks up a single.
Aggressive early on that first pitch.
Number 13,
Even though Bandy has a home run in this game, his last at bat, you wonder if Mike Scioscia will try to manufacture a run here and have Pennington on the move.
One for 2. 8 home runs now in the season, 6 of which have happened here at the Big A. 2 in the series. Off the plate. Pennington's on the move. It's lined to right. Smith will make the catch. Pennington gets back to first. 2 outs.
First baseman, number 51, Choi.
And it was like we thought, trying to manufacture a run, and Ben hit that one well. Right at Seth Smith in right field. Two fly ball outs to center field so far for Choi against Iwakuma.
Choi's 0 for 2. A couple of fly balls to Martin in center field.
Looked like Pennington was thinking about going. Iwakuma always had a quick move. He's allowed 7 stolen bases in 10 attempts. A little bit slower to the plate this year than normal.
And that line to center field. Good piece of hitting by Choi. Pennington will turn and he's going to try to go to third. Martin with a good throwing arm. The throw offline, and Choi caught up between first and second. If you're Pennington at some point, you better go. And Choi runs the Angels out of the 7th. Top of the 8th inning. Halos still up 3-2.
In for the Angels. The pitch, the top of the 8th, with the Halos leading the Mariners 3-2. I'm Patrick O'Neill. Well, you gotta stick around for Angels Live. I mean, we got tons of things to talk about. I mean, clearly Matt Shoemaker, and we got to find out what did he think about that, that missed strike call. But actually, I think we know what he thought about it. We could read lips quite clearly. Jet Bandy having another great game with the home run. So great stuff coming up, and maybe even a replay of Victor Rojas catching that foul ball. But as we send it back inside to Victor and Gooby, I mean, Shoemaker, I know the slow start to the season, but with the pitching staff decimated by injury, the starters, Shoemaker has been so awesome.
Yeah, especially in his, since May 21st here at the Big A. This will be his 8th start, an ERA barely over 1. Been that good here at the Big A, and he's given Mike Scioscia a lot of innings, and it's given the bullpen a little bit of a rest. Now we're back out to the bullpen as it's our in and out, who's in, who's out. Shoemaker out of the game. Jose Alvarez in now for his 50th game of the season, 3.80 ERA.
1, 2, and 3. Aoki, Smith, and Cano, but Franklin Gutierrez has already come out to the on-deck circle, so he'll bat for Seth Smith. Aoki's 0 for 3 tonight. Fouls this one off. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is a shot toward short and off the glove and leg of Simmons. Aoki will take second. That's a double for Aoki. Tying run in scoring position.
He stayed back on as well. Tough little hop off the knee area. Simmons. And then down the left field line. So used to Simmons catching anything hit his way. That ball was scalded though by Aoki. 14th double. Socha looks like he's going to be going to the bullpen here now with Gutierrez coming up down the pinch hit for Seth Smith.
Yeah, Valdez will come out of relief here, the right-hander. So we have ourselves a pitching change. We are in the 8th inning. Tying run in scoring position. It's 3-2 Angels.
You're 3-2 with no outs here in the top of the 8th. Pitching change for the Halos with Aoki at second base. Jose Valdez in the game. Jose Alvarez out of the game. This will be his 7th game. Pitched 5 1/3 innings, pitched 4 earned runs. And 1 1/3 scoreless innings back on Tuesday in which he threw 20 pitches. Power fastball from Valdez. 93 to 97 range. Slider, split finger fastball. But big thing for him, for Jose, is controlling the strike zone.
Aoki with a leadoff double. Franklin Gutierrez at the plate. 240 average on the year. 11 home runs, 29 RBIs. 4 for 23 as a pinch hitter. Breaking ball misses it. Valdez pitched Tuesday against Seattle, an inning and a third. 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Aoki's trying to time Valdez, and Valdez has done a nice job as far as varying his look back to second base. The pickoff will be put on.
One, and that's out towards center. In on the hands, so it's not very deep. 1 down. Take a look at the Honda upcoming series with the New York Yankees. Tanaka Weaver tomorrow night. Remember, that game's on FS1. And we were back on Fox Sports West Saturday night. That, remember, is Garrett Anderson's induction to the Angel Hall of Fame with Ricky Nolasco on the mound. Jalees Chacin. I don't think it's Chad Green on Sunday afternoon. The first pitch on Saturday, supposed to go around 6:35 p.m. Robinson Cano facing Jose Valdez. 1 out, 1 on. First pitch, a strike.
After swinging at the first pitch, his first 2 at-bats. The next 2 at-bats for Cano. He's taking the first pitch. Simmons really trying to keep Aoki real close to the base.
Oh, 1 down and away.
I know there's a lot of power on deck in Nelson Cruz. But Robinson Cano the last couple of nights really look comfortable and seeing the baseball well. You have an open base. The guy on deck and potentially could roll into a double play, even though he's got that great power, including a home run tonight. Cano facing a right-handed batter. It's a tough one for Valdez here.
1-2. Both teams with 6 hits. Seattle stranded 4. The Angels have left 3 on.
You look at the batting average for Cano coming into the game against right-handed pitching, .311 versus lefties, .268. Very important now for Jet Bandy to set a good target, put down a good sign to make sure there's nothing anywhere close in that strike zone here.
Off speed, down goes Cano. 2 down. Big strikeout.
He got away with that slider. You could see exactly where Jet Bandy wanted that slider. He was tapping the ground, kind of backed up on him. One of those cement mixer sliders. See right here, upper part of the zone, and Cano pulled off on that pitch. The Jet wanted that ball in the dirt, got away with it. But Valdez and the Angels will take it, though.
So 2 outs. Okie still at second base. Here's Nelson Cruz. Homered his last at bat. One for 3 tonight. Home run, his 31st of the year. A solo shot. Nelson now with 75 RBIs. Ground ball to short. Simmons has it. And that leadoff double stranded scoring position. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Angels up by a run. Bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher on for the Seattle Mariners as Nick Vincent takes over on the mound. Second appearance in the series for Vincent. 41st of the season. 2-3 mark. 3.51 ERA. As Franklin Gutierrez stays in the game. Vincent will end up facing 1, 2, and 3. Escobar, Calhoun, and Trout.
Vincent's fastball is 88-92. Cut fastball, curveball, changeup. There's quite a few cut fastballs.
Yunel Escobar 2 for 3 game tonight. A couple of singles.
42nd multi-hit game of the season for Escobar.
This is lined to the alley in right center field. That is a base hit. It'll go to the wall. A 3-hit game for Escobar, and he has himself a leadoff double.
It's 8 hits in the last 2 nights for Escobar. 5 for 5 last night. Shows us his 3rd hit. 2 singles and a double. Stays back on that one well. He does a great job of letting the baseball travel, and with his swing path, very good as far as driving the ball to right center field. Picking up a double, 25th double this season, and he's safe sliding in. Doesn't need the umpire to make that call.
'25th double of the season for Yunel. Cole fouls off the first one. 0 for 3 tonight against Hisashi Wakuma. Wakuma tonight 7 innings, allowing 6 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. Down the line foul and out of play. 0-2. Cole goes down swinging, 1 away.
Big strikeout for Vincent. Has that little cut fastball underneath the hands of Cole Calhoun to get a swing and miss. Starts on that inside corner and then cuts down and in. Get a big strikeout.
There's Trout, 0 for 2. And intentionally walk him with Albert due up.
Second walk of the game for Trout.
And there's ball 4. So 2 on, 1 out. Pujols coming up.
He's 2 for 14 in this series, though. One of those hits, a home run. Looking to tie Mark McGwire on the all-time home run list.
Oh for 3 tonight. They've got him quite a bit tonight with that breaking ball away. Salas gets ready for the ninth. This is lined to left center field. That'll get down and score 1, if not 2. Escobar in. Trout being waved in. It's a 2 RBI double. And the Angels extend their lead to 5-2.
And the RBI machine comes through again. With those 2 RBI, get him 95 on the season, picking up his 14th double of the season. And Albert got that cut fastball and drives it to left center field. And the bat flip as he's going down the line after the intentional walk by Mike Trout. Doubles, driving in 2 huge insurance runs.
45 runs batted in over the last 40 games for Albert. Second and third, still 1 out. Here's Simmons.
Albert's second in the American League as far as RBI. Trailing only Encarnacion from Toronto.
Ball at a strike. Andrelton 1 for 3. Single in his first at bat. Two balls, 1 strike. Three and 1.
Trying to force that cut fastball well off the outside corner. Albert made him pay for that cut fastball that got the outside corner as he doubled to left center field.
Simmons grounds one toward short. Albert trying to go to third. Hung up here. Simmons at the very least will take second base. 2 down.
He stayed in that rundown long enough to allow Simmons to get into scoring position.
Well,
some high fives for that great swing he had.
The way you got to look at it is,
you'd rather have Simmons at second base.
Correct. You're going to have 2 outs and a man at second. All you've done is exchange the quicker runner. And that's Simmons in scoring position for Nick Buss.
He's really had some good swings tonight. Nothing to show for it as far as hits, but really good swings.
Ground ball back up the middle. Cano to his right, can't get it. O'Malley picks it up. Simmons ends up at third base as the throw comes home. Infield base hit for Buss.
Good reaction by O'Malley just to keep that ball from getting too far into the outfield. It would allow Simmons to score the 3rd run of the inning. O'Malley gets an infield hit. Right back up the middle. And all Cano's trying to do is just trying to knock that one down O'Malley there at the right place at the right time. Keep that from getting into the outfield.
Scott Service is coming out. 2 runs in for the Angels. A pitching change. The Angels up 5-2. Bottom of the 8th inning, 2 runs in so far on the Pujols double to the alley in left center field. 95 runs batted in for Albert now in the season. And with a couple of men on at first and third base, Vidal Nuno will come in and pitch in the 43rd time this year. 1-1 mark at 2.78 ERA. And the Angels are going to pinch hit for Cliff Pennington. They'll do so with Jeffrey Marte. Simmons standing at third and Buss at first base. Jeffrey at .240 average with 9 home runs and 26 runs batted in. Takes a slider for a strike. One what? One. Out in front of the off speed.
Quite a bit of room on that right side of the infield if you stay back, especially on something off speed, let it travel a little bit deeper. He fouled this one off his leg. And quickly Zunino going out, put down the sign just in case. Buss is on the move to draw while you throw to second and see if Simmons would go home on a double steal.
Evens up the count of 2-2. Full count. Buss will be on the move now. This one's fouled back. The count remains at 3-2. Marte hits one past Seager into the left. Make it 6-2 as Bus stops at second.
That's a real good piece of hitting there by Marte as he lines that one between the hole between short and third. This time stayed back very well on an off-speed pitch. And you go backdoor slider, but stay back on it enough to line that one in there for an RBI single for Marte. This little add-on run.
Jet Bandy at the plate. 1 for 3 with a home run. Takes outside. Home run for Jet. His 8th. That's a strike. Halos with 4 hits here in the 8th inning. Bandy, the 8th man to bat. All started with Escobar's double to the alley in right center. 2 balls, 1 strike. Seattle will head home to take on the Brewers and then the Yankees. The Angels will stay here and play the Yankees beginning tomorrow night. Bandy lifts one down the line. Okie in foul territory near the wall. Just runs out of room. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bandy fouls it off. Still at 2-2.
And another solid game at the plate with that home run. His 8th of the season, but very, very good as far as calling a good game, blocking some pitches in the dirt. Really kept Matt Shoemaker under control in his 7 very good innings.
Good battle here for Bandy. Another 2-2. Bus takes off and Bandy fouls it off. Marte was not on the move. Little flare out towards center field. Martin comes in. We head to the 9th. The Angels hang a 3 spot on Seattle. It started with Albert's 2 RBI double. Fernando Salas coming out of relief. We are in the 9th, or we're headed to the 9th. The Angels up 6-2. Whitlock do, the brains to know, the guts to say. Catch Colin and Jason on FS1's new daily sports talk show. Speak for yourself, weekdays at 3 Pacific. Fernando Salas on a relief here at the top of the 9th inning. Angels up by the score of 6-2. We'll have a new second baseman behind him. Gregorio Petit takes over. Remember Marte pinch hit for Pennington. Picked up the RBI single.
And here's what's left in the tank. Presented by 76. Fernando Salas with his first ever save. Big A here on Tuesday night. 54th game now tonight. 3-6. 4.38 ERA for Fernando Salas.
Seager, Lind, and Zunino. Two balls, no strikes. Seager 1 for 3. A base hit. This is hit toward first and gloved by Choi. Salas late to the back, so Choi takes it himself, 1 out. Nice play by G-Man.
A very solid job at first base once again for G-Man Choi. Baseball was hit well. Tough little hop. Goes right after that base himself. Taking away that throw. Getting Seager at first base. A solid play. He's getting better and better fielding the baseball at first base for G-Man Choi.
Off speed for a strike on Adam Lind, who's 0 for 3. 3 ground ball outs tonight. Salas trying to close it out for Matt Shoemaker. Stellar outing for him. One ball, one strike.
Continues to throw the ball very well in this great stretch he's been in, especially here at the Big A for Shoe.
It looks like Lind isn't happy at all with perhaps the shifting that Simmons was doing. As Fernando was starting to deliver the pitch, he just backed out of the box. Simmons moved over to the second base side of the bag. It's 1-2. One-two count. It's foul back. Now Simmons directly behind the bag at second. And he moves as Salas is delivering the pitch. So really what Simmons is doing is just kind of peeking in to see what the sign is and or location. And then as the pitch is being delivered, moves over. If he moves too soon, then Lind has an idea of what they're trying to do.
Exactly. He wants to put himself in position. If it's an all-speed pitch, he might be more apt to pull it. Fastball is going to stay on the other side of the base, be able to get a ground ball to the shortstop side of the bag.
2 balls, 2 strikes. That last pitch, he moved to his left. It's looking off speed. I can see where it can be frustrating for a hitter, but tough to complain if you're the team that's shifting. You know, you're one of the top teams of shifts implemented on the season.
Exactly.
As the Mariners are. They're 2. This is foul back, big hack. This is hit to the right side, and he beats the shift. 1 out single. I'll put a man on and bring up Mike Zunino. Zunino for 2 with a strikeout, a walk, and a flyout.
Zunino hasn't rolled into a double play yet this year.
So you're saying there's a chance. 0-1. Hit by Lynn, the 7th for Seattle.
He's trying to fill out all those categories.
Solo runs for Seattle in the 1st and the 6th. The Angels with 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 5th, and 3 in the 8th. 1-1. Just missed off the plate. Joy playing behind Lind at first base. It's a 4-run lead for the Angels here in the 9th. And Fernando not throwing strikes with a 4-run lead. It's 3-1. Last thing you want to do is open the door for this Mariners team.
Especially because we've seen Seattle come back in games, especially late like this. They do have that tremendous power, including 2 home runs tonight, 166 of them on the season.
Zunino drives one out to right field, chasing Cole back, and he's going to watch this one go. It's a 2-run home run for Zunino, and it's 6-4 Angels. Again, you put yourself in those situations, and you're asking for trouble with the power that the Mariners possess.
And that's a difference this season with Zunino as compared to the past, where he can drive the ball so well and that far the other way. That's a long way to hit a baseball. Zunino's done a nice job of making an adjustment. Honestly, credit Edgar Martinez, the very good hitting coach. Stayed back on that one well, and that's great power going the other way.
One out, base is clear. Leonis Martin up. Looks down and away. Martin 1 for 2. Also picked up a walk.
Good changeup from Salas. Big swing again from Martin.
Fortunately, that just hit an empty seat, it appears. It's 1-2. Chopper towards second. Petit has to charge it. 2 down.
In that low pitch, he's had a tough time, Martin, this year. 174 batting average, rolled over on that one.
It'll be the shortstop, Sean O'Malley, coming up. 2 outs, 6-4 Halos here in the 9th. Trying to salvage the series split. 1 ball with strike. Two and one.
It's the batter you want to get if you're Fernando Salas to be able to finish this game off. Aoki on deck. Very good, solid contact hitter.
3 and 1. Nothing easy for the Angels this year. There's a strike, full count. Top of the order, Nori Aoki on deck. Here comes the 3-2, and this is back toward the middle. Simmons to his left has it. Off balance throw, got him. Light that baby up as the Angels salvage that 4-game split. 6-4 the final tonight.
And it ends, as usual, with a great defensive play by Anderson Simmons. I thought this was going to be right up the middle, especially the way O'Malley runs, gathers himself, fires across the diamond to finish off that game. You see by a half a step, Matt Shoemaker picks up the W. Solid Albert Pujols with a big 2-run double after the intentional walk to Mike Trout. Escobar, 3 hits once again. Jet Bandy with a big fly and solid behind the plate as the Angels split this 4-game set with the Seattle Mariners. This one 6-4.
Heck of an outing for Matt Shoemaker. A tight game because Hisashi Iwakuma did what he has done all so often against the Angels, and that's throw strikes and limit the offensive side of things. And Shoemaker up to the task and ended up matching zeros with Iwakuma, who settled in, gave up the home run to Cano, but then Matt certainly settled down for 7 solid innings and picking up the W. And then, of course, the offensive help towards the end. It was a 1-run game going into the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Angels needed all 3 runs in the 8th and hang on to pick up the victory by the final of 6-4. Jet Bandy did a nice job of calling the game. Also a 2nd home run of this series tonight. It is 8th of the season. He is down on the field with our own Alex Curry.
Jet, you guys came into this series off a tough stretch. You battled to split it here tonight. What was the key to this team's turnaround?
Started with Shu, you know. Yeah, he threw well, started off well for us, and Albert's double. When Valdez came in, he just did a great job. It was his whole team win.
Now, Shoemaker has been a tough luck pitcher all season long, especially when it comes to run support. So what's it mean for you guys to finally give him that support after such a stellar outing?
Yeah, you know, it feels great. Yeah, Shu's been struggling with run support, and we came through tonight. We put up quite a bit of runs, and it was fun.
And you were one of those runs, another home run right down the line, almost hitting the foul pole again. What was going through your mind off that hit?
You know, I've never hit the foul pole in my life. It was the first time the other day, so I thought that one was going to stay fair a little bit better, but I'm glad it stayed fair and put us up.
Well, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. The Angels come out on top to split this series and have seemed to turn things around. Stick around for Angels Live, and we'll break it all down next right here on Fox Sports West.